Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for, this is your November bonus reading. We're just going to jump right in here, Sag, and we're going to do a general Celtic cross here. You have the Six of Wands here in your general energies. And the Six of Wands, of course, is a card of a victory and success coming in for you. So I feel there clearly could be a victory coming in for you. As always, Sagittarius, the Six of Wands can represent a little bit of jealousy, and so I would just ignore it. I think that's the best thing that you can do for when people are jealous. Just say, oh, thank you for the free attention. Again, when people are jealous of you, they're sending energy your way. So I think it's a good thing, right? I wouldn't don't be like, oh, these people are jealous, let's start some drama, right? I would embrace the free attention. Like I said, I love when people talk about me. I say this all the time. I love when people talk about me, do videos about me, whatever. It's free attention. I love it. So, you should too. And, I feel like that's what's going on here with the Six of Wands. So there definitely could be some sort of victory coming in for you. Looks like you're getting a lot of attention. You have the Star here. You have the Ten of Pentacles. So, I think we're in a time of attention. Like I said, I would get as much attention as you possibly can. And so there you go. I feel like it's kind of weird because I have the words like taste of the good life popping into my head here. Your crossing energy is a Two of Wands. The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you. I don't really look at, to me, it's not bad, right? The crossing energy, it's just saying, this is something to work with that, that if you could overcome this, you'll find more success. And so I feel like you keep tasting, the good life. Like I said, whatever that means for you. It could be, somewhere you want to live. Maybe you've been on vacation somewhere you want to live. Maybe you have had an experience where you made a bunch of money one time and you're like, I want to do that again. Who doesn't, right? And so that's what I get on this Two of Wands. It's like you have had some sort of experience that is similar to something that you really want, like a dream. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Star here. So it's almost like you've tasted success, right? And, I feel like what is required for you to have that again and to make it something that's permanent in your life, which would be even better, is for you to leave a comfort zone, There are certain things that make him feel comfortable. This right here is his village. So he needs to leave his castle and go have some experiences because that's where all his, he has a whole world in his hands. That's where all the success is going to come from. So, literally in the area of your thoughts, you have the Knight of Wands, which is the card of adventure. You are a Sagittarius. So, it makes perfect sense to me that you would be focused on having an adventure or going on an adventure. And, any adventuring that you can do, I think, will really lead to a lot more, again, success, happiness, joy, just good things in your life with the Knight of Wands here. The Knight of Wands is a card of embracing mystery as well. There are these three pyramids right here. And I always say with the Knight of Wands that, if something is mysterious to you, go learn about it. He just kind of is more... I really look at him as embracing his desire. He desires to move in a direction. He desires to have something that he's tasted in his life again. And so he just goes on the adventure and just figures it out. He doesn't really think or overthink. And, he just kind of goes for stuff, right? He just makes things happen. And I kind of feel you could be more looking to embrace that energy. In your foundation, you have the Queen of Swords. Love it. Queen of Swords is my card of being cautiously optimistic. She has her sword up, but she has her hand out. She's willing to receive, but she's also she'll chop your head off if you, kind of do something wrong, right? So I feel for a lot of you that it's you see clearly the steps you need to take to have a dream. And we even go like this from Ten of Pentacles to the Moon. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. Everybody gets the Ten of Pentacles nowadays. I think it's all the energy that's in Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, Jupiter and Taurus. They really have a focus, both those things kind of have a focus on freedom. Definitely Uranus and Taurus really pushes us towards freedom or doing things that make us feel more free. Obviously, if you're, building the life you really desire, then you are going to feel more free. And the Ten of Pentacles, though, but also, Taurus is about kind of slow, steady building something. Ten of Pentacles is something that you work on for the rest of your life. I always say, Ten of Pentacles is not something you just get. It is you building and leaving a legacy. It's something that you will be working on forever. There has never been a better time to work on building and leaving a legacy because we have Pluto going into Aquarius. So unless you're going to live to 280 whatever years it is for the next time that Pluto comes back to Aquarius, then I would get started right now on building and leaving a legacy because, again, Pluto in Aquarius really, I think, is like the Star card, which you have right here. It wants you to accomplish something that is inspirational or that could be inspirational to other people. In the area of the past, you have the Seven of Cups. I really like this, especially with that Queen of Swords in your foundation. This is the past energy is what you're moving past, and so I feel you're moving past not knowing what to do. It's like you're moving past confusion or a lack of clarity, and I just simply feel that you are gaining more clarity on the direction you need to move in your life. I also feel like you see the work that you need to do. And I kind of wanted to say that here, going this way, is that the moon, personally, I look at the moon as a good card. It can represent fears, fantasies, illusions, not being sure what to do, but really the moon says you need to work your way to these mountains that are in the background of the moon card, because mountains represent achievements in the tarot. The moon is also just part of the fool's journey, so he has to see things through to the end. And the moon is just part of his journey. And the moon doesn't last forever. The moon comes up, the moon goes down, the sun comes up. So, I feel for a lot of you, it's like saying you need to go towards those, some sort of mountain. So I kind of feel for you in the area of your near future, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is amazing. But for you to have the Ten of Pentacles, I feel you need to kind of like put in a little bit more work. I feel like it's weird because I feel like you know this. I feel like I don't need to tell you this. I feel like I'm lecturing you by saying that. So, I hate that. And, what I'd say is I feel like you already know that there's more that you need to do to accomplish your Ten of Pentacles. But, I kind of feel like you're willing to do it as well. I also love the Ten of Pentacles for love. And you've been getting a lot of love readings with me lately, Sagittarius, which is weird because normally you don't. And the Ten of Pentacles is like everything you want and desire in your life. So again, if you're attracting love, there could be a very solid connection coming in for you. It could be an Aquarius. It could also be an earth sign. That's what stands out to me so far. But, it could be any sign, general reading. I also do feel you are increasing your finances. So, there you go. I love it. And over the next few months, you have the Four Wands. Four Wands came up a lot during these bonus readings as well. This could be marriage. Obviously, if you're getting married, then that makes sense for you. If you're not getting married, then you could be meeting a person you will marry in the future. Or really what I feel is that I feel there's going to be a lot of reasons for you to celebrate as we move throughout the rest of the year and into the next year. I feel that for a lot of you that you need to kind of complete something. I feel like everybody is here right now is like, a couple of years ago, I did an interview with a Leo King, and he was basically saying that's almost like everybody is, in a movie theater, like waiting to go in and see a movie, but like the movie is playing and people just need to get into the theater and go watch it. And that's what I feel for you. It's almost like you could have something that you truly want, right, in your life, and it's like you can see the movie happening in front of you, but you just have to complete something to go and get it, and this is a card of completion. There's this, I look at the Four Wands as like a finish line. You have to cross the finish line to go have the celebration. And so I feel like there's something that needs to be complete. I'm not exactly sure what it is. We are going to clarify this reading, so we will definitely find out, but it is standing out to me. You have the star. The star can be a wish or wish fulfillment, so there could be some sort of wish coming in for you here. This is coming up in the area of your closest relationships, so you could also be healing, or I kind of feel like you already have been working on some close relationships, like family, friends, things like that. It's almost like you've been healing family issues or something is popping into my head. So there you go. You could be working on that. For others, again, you could be wishing for a close relationship as well. And I kind of feel there could be a person coming in for you. Definitely could be an Aquarius, but like I said, take it how it resonates. Could be any sign. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the moon. I kind of feel like this is what stops you every time you're working towards something, is the doubt. I believe we're definitely in a time of doubt, and meaning that there's going to be a lot of stuff that maybe creates doubt to creep into your head. But, I think we also need to be very careful of allowing doubt to creep into our head, and we need to trust our instincts, right? There's this dog and this coyote, or this dog and the wolf, whichever you prefer, doesn't matter. And the dog kind of represents your domestic side. The wolf kind of represents your wild side or your instincts. And I really feel, that is popping into my head that, at this time for the rest of the month, it would be like, I feel like you're going to have some instincts, but then, that domestic side, where maybe you've been tamed in life, right? We all have been tamed in some way, and we don't even realize it. Like, one of my favorite stories of all time comes from a sales trainer. His name was David Sandler, and he was like one of the best salesmen of all time, and nobody knows who he is. And but a story he tells is like, when you were a kid, you would ask your mom for like a cookie before dinner, and you'd say, I want a cookie, and your mom would be like, no, you have to have dinner, right? And then so eventually what you learned is you go, Mom, I'm hungry, before dinner, instead of asking for a cookie. So we've all learned things when we were children that just don't apply as adults. Like if you want a cookie, you can go have a cookie. You don't have to ask someone for it. But sometimes I look at the moon as like having been tamed. It's like you have had some experiences in your past that make you act a certain way, but those experiences no longer exist, or they no longer apply because you're not 2 years old anymore, but you're still acting as if you do. And again, this is not a criticism. We all do it. I do it. You do it. Everybody does it. We all have these things that we kind of do automatically. And so I feel like the moon is saying, can you see the places where you're kind of being more domestic, where you're not willing to go, on some crazy adventure with like the wolf, and I don't know, that's like how it's popping into my head. Next, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you're focused on increasing your resources. Kind of feel like you're playing it a little too safe though, is what's popping into my head here. Excuse me. So, if there are things you can do to, take bigger risks, and we're not talking about crazy risk here, but, it's like maybe you're saying, I'd really love to make an extra $1,000 this month. Why not make it like 5,000 or like 10,000, right? I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is saying, go crazy. Maybe you don't get the 10,000, but maybe you get 5 instead of 1, right? Which is better. So, I keep telling people that I think we're in a time where it's better to aim high and miss than it is to aim low and hit, as Les Brown would say, right? One of my favorite quotes of all time from him. So, I kind of think we need to like go for the gold right now and not play it safe. We really need to, try to shoot over the mark, whatever you want. And again, maybe you don't get like exactly what you want, but if you get something that's like 5 times better than what you wanted, that's great. With the 6 of Wands and the 2 of Wands, you have the World. We see a lot of adventure here, or needing to go on adventures. But again, I feel like you tasted something. Like I said, you had a taste of the good life, Sagittarius. Something happened recently. Maybe you made an extra chunk of money. Maybe you, maybe you saw someone who owned your dream car, right? I don't know. That always has motivated me. I'm not a car guy, but I love the Audi R8. That's like my dream car, right? And, so every time I see it, I get very excited. So, I feel, and I don't even care about cars, but, the world really tells me that maybe something has motivated you recently. This whole thing right here, these 3 cards, I really feel, like I said, that you had a taste of the good life and now you're trying to accomplish it or have it. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect. And so for a lot of you, I feel that it's saying that you need to pay attention to what's working, which I think everybody does right now. But if you're not sure what to do with justice, I always say, put a little bit of energy into what you're working on. If you get a return on that energy, great, keep going. If you don't, then stop and do something else. And, that's really what I feel like this is saying. It's just saying, pay attention to cause and effect. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Queen of Cups here. 3 queens. I would definitely be careful of like gossip with the 6 of Wands. 3 queens to me is like gossip, talking behind your back stuff. And again, I would just ignore it. I think it's great when people talk about you. Like I said, it's free attention. And again, we should be, transmuting those things anyway when people talk about us and stuff like that, because that's what we should be doing. Who cares? People are going to talk about you, right? Especially if you're like doing something online or something like that. It's like, I'm convinced you could give away $100 bills and there'd be someone complaining about it, right? So, there you go. With the 7 of Cups, you have the King of Swords here. I feel like you've just, some of you could definitely be leaving a person behind, by the way. You have the King and Queen of Swords here. To me, King and Queen of Swords are like the worst divine counterparts that exist. So some of you could be releasing a person who just is not good for you, where you just don't match up. For others, I feel like, again, just clarity. You have clarity on the actions you need to take. 7 of Cups is normally a card of confusion. And, not really a card of confusion, but, it's being spoiled for choice and having a lot of options. And the King of Swords to me says that in the recent past, you have become clear on the direction your life needs to go in. So, I don't, I think it's just clarity. With the 10 of Pentacles, here you go, 9 of Cups, make a wish. 9 of Cups says bathe in the energy of what you want. 9 of Cups, the guy on this card, he's meant to look chubby because he's about to have a feast, but the chubbiness says he's had a feast before. So it basically says you have to have something before you can have something. If you want love, you have to have love before you can have love. If you want money, you have to have money before you can have money. And people are always like, how is that possible? And I always say, like, go pick up pennies in the parking lot. People think I'm crazy when I say this, but I would literally do it if I needed money, right? But the other thing is, if you need money, you could just create flow in general. We call it currency, right? Because it flows. So you can create some flow in your life. You can, and there's a million ways to do it. You can donate your time. You can go donate something, some things that you own that you don't need anymore. That's a great way to create flow. You can start doing YouTube videos where you share your advice. Even if only one person watches, you're creating more flow in the world. There's like a million things you could do. But I would go match the energy of the things you want. It's really important with the 9 of Cups, but super important with the Star as well to match the energy of the things that you desire. The more you do that, the better, is what I would say. With the Four of Wands, you have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. It's kind of funny because I feel like some of you are saying, I'm never getting married. And famous last words is what I feel like saying here, Sagittarius. Again, for a lot of you, I feel that there really could be a person that kind of sweeps you off your feet. It's kind of weird because I'm wondering if it's not going to happen this month, just so you know. Maybe you know of this person. Maybe you start spending time with a person if you want love. And again, this is not a majority love reading, but I feel like in the future, like as we move through the end of the year, it could become more serious. So maybe just not right now. I also feel that the Eight of Swords is not freedom. Four of Wands is a card of freedom. So Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction, but she could easily set herself free, on the Eight of Swords. The story of the Eight of Swords is that she could lean up against the swords that are behind her, and she could take her blindfold off, but in her mind, she thinks that there are people in front of her, but there are no people there, and she could easily set herself free, and she's fearing that she's going to drown because the water is at low tide. And so, for a lot of you, I feel like you're much more free, or you have much more freedom than you think. I kind of feel like upping the stakes would be a really good idea for you, like especially like in your business or your career. I kind of like alluded to this earlier where I was saying that, excuse me, that that there's more that you need to do. And, so part of me thinks that you legitimately don't have enough time, right? So time could be an issue, but at the same time, I feel that you could at least kind of start taking the tiny steps that you need. With the Star, you have the High Priestess. High Priestess is about trusting your intuition, so I do feel you're very intuitive at this time. It's also like a mystery here. Like there could be some mysteries going on. This is showing up again in the area of your closest relationships. So there could be some mysteries about like what you need to do with the people in your life, or what, how the people in your life act, and, things like that. And I kind of feel this is saying, embrace the mystery. I also feel that if you find someone mysterious, that could be a clue that that's like the person that you're supposed to go towards. With the Moon in the area of your future feelings, you have the Six of Wands, success. You might be feeling more withdrawn as well. It's funny that you have the Six of Wands twice with the Moon here, over here. This would tell me that maybe you're finding success, but you could also be finding that, like I said earlier, that people are jealous of the success or they don't like it. And this could be making you feel more withdrawn or whatever. And like I said, I basically been saying this the whole time, that I would try to transmute that energy. And I would also just say that you can't please everyone. You can't inspire everyone. You just have to like do what you can with what you got. And that's kind of what I'm getting there. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the King of Wands here. So I definitely feel that a lot of you are kind of like visionaries at this time. Like I feel you have a lot of very futuristic thinking. I really feel, like I said, that you had a taste of the good life, and this is changing your perspective. So again, if you've done something recently or had something happen where you're like, oh, this is nice, whatever it is, just could be a positive experience. I feel like the universe was like, did this on purpose to get you to be bold, to be assertive, to really go for something that you want. So I think that if you had a nice experience, the universe is like saying, this was meant to motivate you to create more of this. So, that's the only focus I would have if I were you, Sagittarius, with the King of Wands. He is, again, a visionary. He sees the future. He has foresight. He can see things before they happen. And so I really feel the universe is kind of giving you a taste of the good life. So, so that you can start working towards whatever that was, whatever that good thing was, right? So that's that. Let's see. You have this Firecracker card. It says excitement. Yes, we are in a time where I believe we need to be excited, where we need to move towards excitement as well. Like if something is getting you excited, or if you're feeling excited about, random ideas or this, that, and the other thing, then, I would embrace the excitement. I think that's where a lot of your success is going to come from, is following your bliss, more or less. You have this Bow card. It says you are highly thought of. Yes, even when even your haters probably think highly of you. So, I would just say that it doesn't matter. Even your haters probably respect you, right? Especially if they can't bring you down. So, I don't know what else to say there, but there you go. You have this fan card. It says romance, celebration, party. You could be meeting someone through celebration as well. So I would encourage you to go, if you're looking for love, go to celebrations. You have the Four of Wands here, which can just be a celebration. And, this says romance and celebration on it. You have this Boat card. It says money or property through inheritance, winning, or windfall. So we've basically been talking about this, how there's like an increase in your finances. So there could be a big windfall. You have another one that says bag, something important such as a new job or a raise. Definitely working on your finances. I feel like whatever you're doing to increase your finances could be working here. You have this woman card. I always clarify these people cards, and you have this casket. Someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. This could be like part of your part of a challenge that you've been experiencing. I don't even think it has to be a woman. I think that your challenge, Sag, has been people, coming into your life, but realizing that they're not right for you and needing to move on to new people. So there's no other way to say that, but I do feel like someone could kind of be leaving your life here. But overall, damn, I love this reading. Again, I feel like you had a taste of good life. Now it's time to, make that taste that you had kind of like a full course or something like that. I don't know. Something that you have every day, right? So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.